Hi, I'm Sonia. This is my husband, Daniel. We're going to be sharing a gentle yoga class today that will lead into what is called Yin Yoga, which are longer passive holds. Some nice things that you may want to use for this practice. If you have a strap, a yoga strap by any means, always will come in handy. Blankets, 1 blanket, 2 blanket, they are wonderful props to use. And by any chance, if you have a yoga block, wonderful, but if you don't, a blanket will work just as good. And whenever you're ready, we're going to start seated on our yoga mats. This is a good time to bring your blanket in. So some of you might sit more in that cross-legged position. It's nice to sometimes sit on a blanket to even out the hips if you need that. And I want you to just take a moment as you start to sit in this cross-legged position. Anytime it gets uncomfortable, you can extend your legs out long. And we're just going to take a moment to soften our gaze. You can place your palms on your belly if that feels helpful. Just taking a big, deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And once again, a big, deep breath in, slowly breathing out. Allowing just for a moment to come back into sensing that inner rhythm of the breath. At this moment, you're not trying to fix or do anything. You just notice, where is the breath in the body? It's really, really hard to be angry or stressed when you're breathing in from your belly. And most of us aren't breathing in from this space, and that's okay. Just noticing, just for a moment, where do I sense the breath? And then gently, by placing your palms on the belly, it's just a gentle way, then you actually place them there, to start to slowly allow yourself to guide the breath into that space. And so as you start to breathe in, you'll feel that expansion in the inhale. Almost feels like a balloon. And slowly exhaling, feeling the belly come in. I want you to start to slowly follow that pattern, that rhythm of the breath at your own pace. It's like waves in the ocean. As you inhale, big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. I like to see if you can guide this breath now through the nose. So as you're breathing in and the belly starts to expand, you're taking that breath in from the nose. And as you breathe out, the belly comes in, you're breathing out from the nose. Now it doesn't have to have this very dark Vader sound. I know a lot of us know that if you've done yoga practices at Ujjayi yoga. It's perfectly fine if you do, but feeling a little bit more relaxed. And so as you breathe in from the nose and slowly breathing out from the nose. And staying with that gentle pattern that helps to have that visual of the waves in the ocean, the water going in, slowly the water going back into the ocean with the exhale. And then gently allowing the palms to come down by your side. And start to slowly, gently blink the eyes softly open. And we'll just start with scrunching the shoulders up to your ears. Some of you, especially if you've been on your computers all day, you might feel like this is where you are. I know I definitely feel that way. And you'll just allow a few rounds of these shoulder shrugs, going at your own pace. And you'll start to slowly go in the opposite direction. And gently relaxing the shoulders. And you'll extend your arms out long. You're going to stretch your palms really, really tightly like this and spread the fingers wide, allowing them to come in. This time stretching the palms in together, the fingers in. You're just going to do a few rounds, please, going at your own pace here. Especially if you've been on your computers and your screens, you're just spreading the fingers wide, allowing the fingers to come in a fist. And then this time we'll just keep the palms in a fist. We'll just kind of rock the palms forward and out just for a few moments here. Good. And you'll just allow the palms to come out in front of you. Right palm will come over the left. It's getting a little bit of that stretch there. Does not matter what it looks like, and make sure you're not engaging the muscles here of the left arm. So right now we're just allowing us to do more of a relaxed stretch. Some more of the focus is on the forearm, not so much on the biceps here. Big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And if you need to bend the arm, if it's more comfortable, do that as well. And then gently release, you kind of shake the palms out for a moment. And then slowly going the opposite side. So right palm comes out in front, left palm over the right. Just take that moment to make any adjustments. So we're not tensing that from the upper arm, the bicep. We want it to be a little bit more relaxed. And using more focus here on the wrist. So big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And gently releasing. And just take a moment to kind of bring a little bit of those circular motions here into the palms. And then gently going in the opposite direction, shaking out the wrists. And then the palms will come down by your side. Right palm will root into the side of the mat or the floor. Left arm will lift up. So taking a moment here, opening up into that side body. Allow the arms to come out wide. Left palm will root into the floor. Right palm will come out wide. And you're just going to go at your own pace now, side to side. Deep breath in, slowly breathing out. Kind of noticing here, where do you feel more tension? Where do you feel more open? And that's what we're really going to be focusing in today, is bringing that awareness into sensing into that inner rhythm of your body, trusting what it is you're sensing. And slowly coming back to center. Palms can rest on top of your knees, on top of your thighs. We're going to do a little bit more movement into the spine. So you're just rounding the spine, maybe start to gaze at the belly, and then gently unfurling the chest, the chin starts to stick out. And you start to move there. So even with cervical spine, gaze down, and slowly that unfurls and start to look forward. And I want you to start to go at your own pace and your own rhythm as you're moving. And you're matching the movement of the breath. So as you round, you're exhaling. As you come forward, you start to inhale. So start to follow that pattern of the breath with the movement. And slowly you'll start to come back to center. Allowing just the shoulders to come up, just a few more rounds of those shoulder shrugs. And relaxing the shoulders down. You'll just start to twist to the right, gazing over the right shoulder. Big deep breath in and out. And it's really good to move in all the 6 directions of your spine. So you want to fold up, flex, extend. You want to do rotation, and you want to laterally move from side to side as well, lateral rotation. And we'll slowly come back to center, and we're going to move to the left side. Big deep breath in and out. So even sensing as if there was a lovely string lifting the top of your head. It's not so much of a forced shoulders back, but it's more of a relaxed, but bring that awareness more from the top of the head to guide the alignment of the body. Full deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And gently coming back to center. Now as you come back to center, the palms can rest on top of your knees. And we're going to do a little bit for the shoulders here. And so if you can see me, the left shoulder is going to come forward. You're just going to gaze over the right shoulder. Hold for a moment. Deep breath in and out. Come back to center. We're going to do the same towards the left side, holding here. And I want you to slowly come back up. And we're just going to do a few rounds here at your own pace from side to side. Matching the movement of the breath. And then gently coming back to center. We're just going to start to slowly do a few of these circles here. For body and spine, just churning. And you'll start to slowly go in the opposite direction. And slowly coming back to center. At any point, I know we've been sitting cross-legged for a bit. At any point this gets too uncomfortable, you're welcome to extend the legs out long. If not, we're going to do a little bit more for the shoulders before we get into the hips. And you're going to extend the arms out long in front of you. And we're going to do two versions of this. And this is very much for your shoulders, back of the shoulders, and you may feel a little bit here in the upper arm and biceps. Left arm will cross over the right, and you're going to hug the left arm with the right arm. So this is one version. Others, you may know this in yoga as eagle pose. This is a lovely version, but this is really not about I bring my arms together and I do this really cool pose, but where do I feel the most amount of sensation that feels right for me? And the shoulders are really small joints. I'm holding this for a bit, so I want you to be safe, but also get a decent amount of stretch here. And so you can take a moment, play with this pose, and extending that arm out long, holding the arms, any rocking motions here. And even noticing, where do I feel more range of motion if I look down versus looking up? And you'll start to find that sweet spot. That's really where I want you to be for a few moments. Noticing if you can soften a bit. Anytime this gets too much or uncomfortable, you're going to come out of the pose. You're just going to hold here for a moment. And so very much this functional form of movement is that no one pose fits either one of us. You can see that I'm doing a very different version of what Daniel's doing. And so allowing a big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. Softening the upper body, softening the shoulders. And gently starting to release. You can shake the arms out, make little movements, intuitive movement that might naturally feel good to you. I like to do shoulder shrugs as I come out of these movements. And I like to also clasp my palms behind the back for a moment. And we'll start there and we'll just gaze up, opening a little bit more into the upper body and chest. And then gently releasing. And allow the palms to come up to the knees and then out in front of you. We're going to go to the opposite side. So that X shape, right arm will cross over the left. You're going to hug that elbow with that left arm. This might be where you want to be for that Gurda, where the elbows meet. Now, even though I'm here, I personally don't always get as much sensation here, but some of you might, and that's why I want to show you this position. But others, this actually might be too tight, and so a lot of times we'll tell you to go here, but you may not feel as much. And so I kind of get more of sensation when I have that arm out. So notice, does that feel more or less for me, especially if I do have any rotator cuff or shoulder injuries? This might be a safer route for you. And then you can take a moment to kind of gaze down, a little bit of rocking and relax the muscles here, and then play. And I really hope that you think of this practice today as play and noticing your range of motion, what feels right to you, and explore sensation in the body. So you might start to gaze down, you might even look up. And it's not just for the sake of play, but where do I feel that sweet spot, that right amount to stretch, which is not too much, not too little, almost a Goldilocks for you. And it might be very different from the opposite side. Big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. Good. Be here for just another moment. And then gently release. And we'll start to shake the arms out and twist any little movements that might feel good to you. You can stretch the shoulders and take a moment for movements. And then whenever you're ready, we'll start to come into a tabletop position. Some of you might have some sensitivity to knees. You're welcome to place a blanket underneath the knees here if that's needed. And I want you to just do a few moments here of doing a few rounds of cat and cow. And so you're going to match the movement with the breath. So just be Daniel's in that neutral position. You'll start to slowly inhale as he looks up. And slowly and gently exhaling as you balance the spine, not even engage the belly here. Just doing a few moments on your own at your own pace. Matching the movement with the breath. You can see here he's tucking the toes as he comes into that more cow-face pose. He might untuck as he comes into cat. You're welcome to do that. That can feel really nice for people on their low back. Others, you just might want to keep the toes untucked the whole time. And I really want you to play with exploring different movements here today, but also noticing what is right for me and what's And you'll start to slowly go at your own pace for a few moments. Really, really good for the spine. And then slowly you'll come back into that neutral position, all fours. And just moving the hips to the left side. And so a little bit of that circular motion into the hips. You can go as deep to the feet, or you might just stay up a little bit closer to the mat, noticing if you need that. Some of you may want to keep the toes tucked, others might want to untuck them. Notice if that's something that feels more comfortable versus the other side. And then slowly we'll start to go to the opposite side. So that circular motion to the right side here. Going at your own pace. And then slowly, you'll start to come back to center into that neutral position. And I call this pose welcoming in your inner 4-year-old. I'm sure some of you may have some 4-year-olds at home and you're seeing them do this all the time. And so as you come into that tabletop position, you're just gonna slowly walk the palms out to the right and slowly out to the left. And you're just gonna bring a little bit of that range of motion. You might look over to the left side and then slowly kind of walking them out. It's really good to kind of notice your range of motion from side to side as you're moving. Kind of slowing down the movement if you can. Maybe go deeper as you come towards one side or the other. And then gently coming back to center. So from this position, we're going to do a little stretch for the back of your feet and the toes, the plantar fascia. And so you'll start to slowly tuck your toes in. One version that Daniel's going to do is a more yin version that is child's pose with the toes touched. For some of you, that's going to be a lot more accessible, but it still might feel too intense. And so if that's the case, you're welcome to place a blanket underneath the knees or behind the knees if you need it. And if you see me, the version I'm going to do is actually seated up. This might be more comfortable for some of you, but still puts too much pressure on the knees. So you're welcome to place that blanket behind the knees and then slowly sit up and up. And you can even have a blanket underneath the knees if you need it. Now, anytime this pose feels too much for you, especially for the back of the feet, come out of it, come back in, notice kind of where you feel that range of motion, or not even range of motion, but where do you feel this pose for yourself? And so that might be in the center of the feet or more towards the inner arches or the outer. And we'll be here for just one more moment. Big deep breath in and out. And then slowly and gently, just starting to release. You can start to slowly shake the feet out. Move them from side to side. Little movements here that you might need. And then Daniel's going to start to slowly come into child's pose with the knees out wide. Walking his arms out in front of him. Just take a moment to reorient back into your breath, back into the belly. Allowing a big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. And gently walking the palms out to the left side of the body. Getting a little bit of that stretch in the right side body. And slowly walking the palms out to the opposite side here. And as you start to slowly come back to center, you're going to slowly walk the palms back to the center of the mat. Placing the palms in this prayer position behind your head and neck can feel really, really good on your shoulders. You can even, instead of doing that more prayer position, you can even kind of give yourself a little bit of a head massage or the back of the neck if that feels nice. Just kind of take a moment there to kind of press into any little tender spots in the body. Softening the upper body and the shoulders. Another big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And gently, just starting to unravel this pose, you'll start to come back into that tabletop position, slowly and gently lifting up. Being mindful as you start to unravel, to take any movements here that might feel good to you. And then Daniel's going to start to slowly make his way, climb onto his belly. And I'd like you to do that as well. We're going to come into in Yin Yoga that we call Sphinx pose, a little different than Cobra. And so you're just going to rest your forearms on top of the mat. And there's a few options here for you. So this pose is very much geared towards your low back, and especially if you have any low back tension, what you're welcome to do. You can see I have this blanket rolled up at this height. You can make it lower. And you can place your forearms on top of the blanket. So resting right on top of you. And actually more of your forearms here on the blanket. Now, for some of you, this height might feel too much. You're welcome to place that, make the blanket a little bit smaller. If it still does not feel good to you, you're welcome to remove the blanket completely and come lower down to the ground. Now, as you're in this pose, I want you to explore where you feel the most range of motion for you. And by any means, if you're here and you don't feel a lot, your back's a little bit more open, you don't need the blanket, no need for it. It's just for those who might have a little bit extra sensitivity there. It's not going to put as much pressure. Now, at any point you do get too much sensation, come lower to the ground or completely out of the pose. Now, we are playing a bit more in the subtle. And so I want you to sense and play with, what do I feel when my legs are wider than the mat versus together? And I want you to explore this for a moment. Just kind of noticing, do I feel more sensation or less? You can play with having the feet come together here. Maybe that increases it or decreases it, or you can lift the legs up. Now, when you lift the legs up, both of the feet up, you want to completely lift them up all the way towards the ceiling. Now here, you want that rotation in the lumbar spine. You're not trying to activate the muscles of the back. And so you're kind of allowing this more passive version of the pose. This might feel good or might not feel good. If that's the case, you're gonna relax the legs all the way down to the floor. And then for some of you who do have more open backs and you don't sense anything, then you're welcome to come more into that seal position where you place your palms on the mat and you lift your body all the way up. But just be really mindful, this puts a lot of pressure on your wrists and the low back. So less is more in these positions, especially since we're holding it for so long. So if this is too much for anybody, please come out of it sooner. And we're just gonna be here for just another moment. Relaxing the jaw, you can start to slowly relax the upper body. Big, deep breath in, gently breathing out. And then slowly making your way all the way down to the mat. You can make it pillow with your palms, kind of resting them on the blanket or on the mat and the floor. And just gently windshield wipering the legs from side to side. Any little movements here that might feel good to you. And then a nice counter pose as you come out of Sphinx is a child's pose. So gently coming into all fours in a tabletop. And slowly back into child's pose here. And you're welcome to have the knees out wide or the knees together. We'll explore those different versions of child's pose for a moment. And as you start to slowly come out of child's pose, you'll start to gently come into all fours. You can take a moment to add a little movements, moving the hips from side to side, the intuitive movements that might feel good to you. And then gently start to come to a seat with the legs extended out long in front of you. Now the stretch that we're going to be doing next is going to be very much targeted towards the hamstrings, and for some people they might even sense it in the low back. It is a longer passive hold, and so if you do feel a bit more discomfort in the hamstrings, we're not holding this here for a few breaths. We might be even here for a minute or two or more. And so if that's the case, I want you to be really comfortable. And so some things that you may want to do, if you already know that your hamstrings are really tight, blankets are going to be your friend. And you're also welcome to have the legs just come out a little bit wider here, not too wide, but just a little bit wider out in front of you. You can have a blanket underneath the legs here. And you're also welcome to sit, especially for the low back. You can sit on one blanket or you can sit on more than one. And then you'll start to slowly walk the palms out in front of you. And you'll stop when you get to that first level of resistance. You can rock the body from side to side, relax the jaw. And you might notice where you feel sensation in the body. So hopefully you're sensing something in the hamstrings. If you have the props and you're not sensing a lot, you're welcome to remove them. Any wiggles out, that rocking can feel really nice on the low back, especially if you do have any tension there. And taking this moment to soften the body, and so allowing the shoulders to relax. We carry these gripping patterns throughout our day, and we might have some along the back of the shoulders, along the jaw. You can move the jaw from side to side. A lot of us grip in our palms and our fingers. We can even kind of stay in this constant fist mode or kind of noticing that tensing in the fingers, relaxing your fingers, relaxing the toes and the feet. In these postures, we're not trying to go into our deepest version of the pose. A lot of this is more targeted safely in the joints and in the fascia. And so you're allowing a little bit more of this passive forward fold. Big, deep breath in and out. And then always remembering for any of the postures here, anytime it feels too much, come out much sooner. But I want you to explore and sense what your range of motion is, where you might want to push and go a little bit deeper, or where you need to back off a little bit. Right at the end of the day, this is your practice, and for you to be a little bit more connected into your body. We'll be here for just another moment or two. Allowing that upper body to soften. Another big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. And then very mindfully, you're going to slowly come out of the pose. Don't quickly come out of these poses because there is a bit of that sensitivity in the body for being in these long passive holds. Be very gentle as you mindfully lift the body up. Head and neck, last thing to lift up. You can allow shoulders to come up to the ears. Exhale them down. And then you'll slowly walk the palms out behind you for a nice counter pose. Legs can be out long in front of you. Look up towards the ceiling if that feels good to you. And yeah, if you're sitting on a blanket, you may want to remove that. Big, deep breath in and out. And then slowly, you're going to start to come back to center. And you're going to allow the soles of the feet to come together. Now, for some of you, this might feel too much for your knees. You're welcome to place blankets by both sides of the knees if you need it. And as you're here for a few moments, relaxing the shoulders and the upper body, big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. Noticing where you feel sensation in this pose. So hopefully you're feeling something in the inner thighs. If this feels too much for your hips, you're going to walk the feet out more in front of you. If you want more sensation, you're going to bring the feet closer into the hips here. Big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. Now the goal here is not to how far the upper body is touching the floor, but where is your range of motion? It's a very functional form of movement, and each of us carry a different range, and so noticing what it is you're eating, especially if you are getting any more back tension, at the pillow or a little bit more support. And if you need to move the head and neck or rock from side to side, any movements there that might feel good to you. And we're going to be here for just another moment. Allow a little of that softness in the upper body, relaxing the shoulders. As you start to slowly release out of this pose, being very gentle, if you have any props that you're sitting on or blankets by your knees, first start to slowly remove them and put them to the side. And then gently start to windshield wiper the legs from side to side. The soles of the feet will come towards the mat. And then slowly shaking the legs out if that feels good to you, extending them out long in front of you and shaking them out a little bit. You can flex and extend the toes as well. And then gently, I want you to start to slowly make your way, lying on your back on the mat, being very mindful in the way that you start to lie onto your back. You'll start to slowly hug the left knee into the belly, extending that right leg out long. Big deep breath in here and out. And you'll start to slowly activate the toes of the foot, flexing and extending them. And moving that ankle, that circular motion, kind of activating that foot a little bit. And then start to, as the palm starts to rest on top of the shin or on top of the knee, you'll start to bring a circular motion here in the leg, keeping in that very opening up into the hip a little bit. Going in one direction and then gently going in the opposite direction. And slowly, you'll start to hug that knee back into the belly. Big deep breath in and out here. Relaxing the upper body, relaxing the shoulders. And then this is a good time if you have that strap to bring the strap here to the sole of the foot. Now, as you do this pose, and you start to slowly put the strap on the foot, if you have any low back tension, this other leg, you're welcome to bend it, and the sole of the foot would be on the mat. So as far bent as you'd like to have this knee, the sole of the foot will slowly come here. Especially for anyone who has low back tension, this is really good for you. If not, you're going to start to extend that leg out long. Now, also when you're here, we're not trying to tightly grip the strap. It's a very soft grip, relaxing your palms and your fingers. And we also don't want to engage the muscles in the upper arm here. This is very much more of a passive forward fold. And we want to start to slowly, you can add a little bit of movement, flexing and extending the foot here. Taking a moment to pause, a big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. We'll be here for just another moment. Now, as you're in this pose, and each time as we revisit it, you can always play with going a little bit more deeper or knowing when you need to back off. Big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And then slowly you'll start to open this leg out to the left side here. Now, if you want to look in the opposite direction, you're welcome to do that, opening up into the head and neck. For some of you, this might feel too much. If your foot does not need to touch the ground, you're welcome to place the leg on top of a blanket or a pillow. You can have it more lifted up in the air. You might get a little bit more of a stretch that way if that's needed. I want you to pause here for a moment. Another big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. Relaxing the fingertips, relaxing the upper body. And then always remembering here, we're wanting to make these holds a lot more passive. And so the grip is really important. You want the grip to be a little bit more softer here. Relaxing your fingers and your palms, relaxing the shoulders. And then gently starting to lift that leg back up towards the ceiling. Being gentle as you lift up, and if you need to add little movements of flexing and extending the foot. And notice, maybe you can go a little deeper here, right? And if not, you're going to stay at the same position here, climbing that leg up towards the ceiling. Big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And gently crossing this leg over to the opposite side. Once again, this leg can be a little bit off the ground. Some of you might bring it all the way to the floor. By no means is that a goal. The arm can be over your head or out to the side, and you may want to gaze in the opposite direction so that you're getting a little bit more in this upper shoulder and the neck. Now, if you'd like to place a blanket here by the foot, that might feel really nice. You can rest the foot on the blanket there if that feels good. Or you may want to have a blanket towards the side of the hips. Notice if that feels better for you. Big, deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. You're welcome to gaze in the opposite direction as you're in this pose, noticing what you might need. And we'll be here for just another moment. And then last round, you're going to start to slowly lift the leg up once again towards the ceiling. You're welcome to point and flex the foot here. Any little movements that might feel good to you. And then I'm going to show you a few different ways that we can start to come into what we call a half baby. So for some of you, you may already know what that is, and that leg is bent. You're going to use the strap, and this might be enough for you. Others, you can have the foot a little bit more up, kind of coming in. That might feel better. Or others, where we were hugging the knee into the chest this way, might feel better as well. If not, you can use the strap for that happy baby. And for some of you who are a little bit more open in the hips or have just that range of motion, you can even remove the strap and just hug the foot. So I'm going to hold here for a moment, sensing where you might feel your low back on the ground. Always remembering this opposite leg, if this is too much for your back, you're welcome to bend it. The sole of the foot can be on the mat. We're going to be here for just another moment. Big, deep breath in, slowly breathing out. Relaxing your upper body and your shoulders. And then slowly, you're going to start to extend this leg out long, removing the strap as you start to do that. If you need a moment just to kind of shake the legs out, you can do that. And I want you to take this moment to pause. You might feel a little bit of an asymmetry in your body from side to side. And again, we call this the rebound effects, the pose between the poses. Really the only thing you're doing is just bringing that awareness back into the body, just noticing how does it feel on the left side and the right side. Maybe there's some discomfort. Maybe it feels good. Just kind of noticing sensations in your body, dropping back in. And when you're ready, we'll start to go towards the opposite side, hugging that knee into the belly. And yes, always welcoming any little movements along the way. So when you're ready, you're going to start slowly flex the toes, scratch the toes really tightly, and start to activate the foot. You can flex and extend the foot and move the ankle from that circular motion from side to side. You can gently start to move into that hip as you start to hug that knee in, bring a little bit of that rocking from side to side in that circular motion. Bring a little bit more movement into your hips. And that circular motion can go in one direction and gently in the opposite direction. Just be very gentle with this movement. It's not a very big movement that you're doing here. And then slowly, if you haven't already, you can start to go in that opposite direction whenever you're ready. And we'll start to slowly now hug the knee back into the belly. Another big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And then you can start to welcome that strap here against the sole of the foot. Lifting that leg up towards the ceiling. And as you start to lift this leg up, always remembering if you need to bend this leg, especially for any low back tension, you're welcome to do that. If not, extend that leg out long. You're going to soften the grip in the palms. You're not going to tightly grip it. It's more of a passive Hold here, so soft grip in the fingers and the palms. And then notice, how does the side feel to me? We carry a lot of asymmetry in our body and much more than in the hips than we even do in the shoulders. And so this side might be super open. This side might be a little bit more tighter. And so you're just noticing, what am I sensing in my body today? And point to flex the foot. And take another big deep breath in and slowly and gently breathing out. We'll be here for just another moment. And as you hold the pose for longer, there might be a phrase you can play with and sensing maybe I go a little deeper and I have the little leg a little bit closer, and if not, I'll stay where I'm at. And then gently, we'll start to slowly open this leg out to the side, first getting that inner thigh stretch into the abductors. Now you're welcome to keep the leg lifted up or placing it on a blanket or on the ground. This opposite leg is always, you're welcome to bend it here as well. You can look in the opposite direction so that you're getting a little bit of that stretch in the side of the neck. Now relaxing the palms, we're not tightly gripping the strap here. Big deep breath in and out. And you can even slowly even make a fist with your palms and gently release. A little bit of this downward activation in the body and releasing if that feels good to you. And we'll be here for just another moment. Once again, coming back into sensing, how does the side feel? Is it more open? Is it more contracted? Allow the jaw to relax. Another big deep breath in, slowly breathing out. And then whenever you're ready, you'll start to slowly lift this leg up towards the ceiling. Be very mindful as you lift up and point and flex the foot here. We'll just hold here for just another moment. Big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. And then whenever you're ready, you'll start to slowly cross this leg over the opposite side. So you're welcome to keep this leg up and off the floor. You're welcome to rest it on top of the blanket here. Another thing you may notice, especially if there's any tension in the low back, sometimes it helps for some people to place that blanket here by the side of the hip, and it just feels a little bit more supportive. You can also gaze in the opposite direction here as well, so you're getting a little bit more of that stretch in the side of the neck. Big deep breath in and out. And we'll be here for just another few moments here. Allowing the upper body to soften, that head to soften, the toes. And scrunch the palms really tightly and releasing them. And we'll be here for just another moment. And back into sensing that rhythm of breath. In this moment now, you're not even forcing anything. Just noticing you can drop back into, just noticing where the breath is in the body. We'll start to slowly lift the leg back up towards the ceiling. There's no rush to get there. You can start to slowly point and flex that foot, a little bit of movement, last around here, that hamstring stretch. Maybe you hug the leg a little closer in, noticing what you're needing today. And then we're going to start to slowly come back into that half happy gaze, remembering the knee can be here. You can have that more lateral, so the foot's coming out this way, or you're hugging the knee into the chest. Some of you might even want to hug the foot and remove the strap. So notice what that is for you. Sensing your low back. Always remembering any low back tension. You're going to bend this leg. Big deep breath in, slowly and gently breathing out. Be here for just one more moment. And then you're going to start to slowly remove that strap if you're using one. And start to slowly extend the legs out long in front of you. Take a moment to shake the legs out if you need to, or any little movements here that might feel good to you. And you'll take a moment to pause, sensing into the left side of the body and the right. And we'll start to slowly come into that full happy baby. And so maybe you hug the soles of the feet in here. Others, it might be more accessible to hug right here by the calves, or just place your palms on top of the shins. You don't have to hug the soles of the feet. Let's take a moment to make this a little bit more playful, and so you might extend one leg out or the other, sensing where you feel a little back on the ground. Done a lot of work in the hips. I'll be here for just another moment. Rock from side to side, and little movements that might feel good to you. And then slowly, you'll start to root the soles of the feet into the mat. You're going to start to slowly windshield wiper the legs from side to side. And we're going to allow your feet to come a little bit wider than the mat here, so that these will be big windshield wipers in the legs. Now you can start to move the head and neck in the opposite direction as well. So you're getting a little bit more of that movement in the upper body. Now, whenever the legs go to the left side, that right leg is going to kick out to the side. And then you'll start to slowly come back to all fours. And the opposite leg will kick out in front. And so if you get that kind of range of motion here, feel really good from the hips. So as you're just kind of going at your own pace, at kicking. By any time that just does not feel or sit with you very well, just stay with each leg. Now start to slowly go at your own pace for a few more moments here. Last round here on both sides. And then gently taking a moment here for any final movements that might feel good to you. You might want to have the knees in, or walk from side to side. Take that moment to intuitively move. You might just want to roll around from side to side, or with the knees in that circular motion. Until you're able to come into a restful position or final position for today with the legs out long in front of you. And I want you to get cozy here. So by any means, it does not feel good to lie on your back. You're welcome to bend your legs. If you do have any low back pain or just want to feel a little bit more comfortable, sometimes it's just nice to lift the knees up a little bit and you can place a blanket here underneath the knees. And that can feel really nice. I just want you to take a moment to pause here and we can stretch every little part of your body. So tighten all of the muscles. You're going to engage everything. Your facial muscles, if you had something really sour, your chest, your fists, your legs, every little muscle in your body. Releasing. And I want you to do that again. Tighten and grip every little part of you and slowly and gently releasing. And for your final moments here, just the same way as we began, this time in that resting position. If it's helpful, you can place your palms on your belly. If not, your palms can be down by the side of the mat. And then we'll just come back into sensing the breath for a moment. Just like waves in the ocean, as you start to inhale, you're going to start to guide that breath into the belly. So start to feel that expansion, inhale. And slowly exhaling, allowing that belly to come in. And I'm going to kind of guide that breath for another moment or two. Feeling that rise in the inhale, that fall in the exhale. For the final few moments here, and stay with that pattern of the breath, allowing the body to soften. For this moment, there's not much that you need to do. And yet there's so much that you can be doing, sensing, so much information that you can gather about the body. And so you might just sense the back of your head, the floor, the back of your shoulders and your hips, the back of your legs and your feet. And as you're here, you can allow the back body to soften. All of these connections into the ground and the floor. You might start to sense the top of your forehead and your eyes, the jaw, facial muscles, relaxing the front of your shoulders, the chest. At this moment now, you can let go of any forced breath, so allowing the breath to be natural and soft. Allowing the legs to soften here, front of the thighs and the knees. Until you're able just to sense the entire body. If this feels really good to you, I hope you're welcome to stay here. We're going to be ending our practice at this point. I'm really grateful that you were able to tune in and look forward to sharing another class with you soon. Take care.